Okay, this is Hunter Womack. This is discussion from Module 8. How have marriages become more diverse? Discuss how inequality and social change have played a part. I think that marriages have become more diverse in our society due to several factors. One of these is the legislation and acceptance of same-sex marriage, both as legal and symbolic in its recognition. I also think that marriages have diversified because of the number of individuals who are choosing to get remarried after divorce or the death of a spouse had been a part of their lives. This is because this practice has become more acceptable. Cohen states that the changes in marriage are based on both cultural and political influences to what marriage is defined as being. He refers to it not only as a union of symbolic emotional status, but also one of a legal union. This means that it contains diverse types of protection and other types of benefits that are tangible to the marriage relationship. I can relate this to my life by identifying with her remarriage situation. When I married my ex-wife, it was her second marriage, my first, and that was acceptable for me. It did, however, come with a lot of mental and emotional stress between her ex-husband and myself. Now that we are divorced, I am considering marrying my current partner, who is also divorced, but it will come with time, if at all. I'm considering just cohabitating like her mom and dad. Marriages in the decline speak to the factors that are integral to this. How do marriage rates vary across education, race, ethnicity, or culture? I think that marriage is important not only for the reason of commitment and emotional attachment, but it allows someone whom an individual loves and trusts to be legally responsible in the event of any serious issues with their partner's well-being. I also think that the social pressure to get married is not as present as it was in past generations. I think that this trend is more to wait to get married until later in one's life. This holds true especially if one is focusing on their career or their education. I think that marriage is a very personal choice that is not defined by generational influences. Cohen states that there are several varied factors that contribute to the decline or delay of marriage. One is the apparent me-centered or self-obsessed culture that we live in today. Another has to do with the economics of individuals who have higher incomes to marry each other due to mutual feelings of not wanting to get stuck solely based on their partner's dependence on their resources. Lastly, he discusses demographics as being a major factor. I can apply this to my life because I waited until I was 29 years old before I chose to get married. I wanted to wait for the right woman because I wanted to make sure it was for love and not for my resources. We had 4 children and were married for 15 years, but personal differences in my ongoing battle with substance abuse and my periods of incarceration eventually led to our divorce. Discuss the factors that are present in cohabitation. How does economics take part? I think that cohabitation is a key step as a stage in a relationship. I feel that the expectation to get married or to live or to have life together with another person is an antiquated perspective. I think that if one is committed to another person, which means in whatever capacity that individual couple agrees upon, I think the most attractive type of cohabitation would be before or instead of marriage. That way individuals could pool resources to live and survive together as a unit. Cohen describes cohabitation as having 3 categories that are conceptually relevant to this subject. One is individuals living together that are committed to each other before marriage. Another that according to Cohen is small in relevance toward the other 2 is couples cohabitating instead of making a formal union of marriage for various cultural or religious reasons. The last is individuals who cohabitate after going through a divorce or the death of a spouse. I can apply this to my life by presenting an example of my partner's parents. They have been cohabitating for the last 20 years or so. Her mother just decided to live with her partner, and he treats my lady like his own daughter, and always has since she was younger. I've had a positive example about how cohabitation can work instead of a formal marriage relationship. They pool finances and resources together in order to function as a unit. Marriage in the United States is not just an agreement between 2 people, as the government and politics are heavily present. Discuss the and rights of marriage. I feel that marriage can be used as a political tool. It has become more so in recent years, where the diversity of the individuals who want to participate in marriage has changed from the traditional standard of what marriage was once held up to being. I think that the argument should be more focused on the actual legal benefits of the marriage union rather than separate personalities of the individuals who want to get married. Cohen states that there are two main categories that classify the politicization of marriage. One is through marriage promotion. This is done through federal grants to encourage training on how to be successful in a marriage or in relationships. The other is marriage rights. This issue focuses on the rights of same-sex couples as it pertains to marriage. I can see the application of this in the world today as it pertains to same-sex marriage. The federal government's decision that this specific circumstance is constitutionally protected was unprecedented. I agree with this decision because it gives a new perspective as both the symbolic and legal importance of what marriage means in society today. Thank you.